Happy SummerSlam week, folks. Welcome back to WrestleRant Ranks, where I, Graham G.S. Matthews, every single Monday do power rankings, tier lists, and quizzes. Today, ahead of SummerSlam coming up this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we are going to be ranking every main event in WWE SummerSlam history. Now, just as a bit of a preface here before we get going, it's been a while since I've seen some of these matches, so I apologize if my memory is a bit fuzzy, especially remembering so many matches in the last 30, 40 years of SummerSlam. But we're going to get into all of them, not in depth, because this video would be fucking an hour or two long if so. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you want to support the show, sign up for a WrestleRant All Access Pass channel membership to get videos like this early and ad-free before anyone else. You also get badges and emojis and the live chats and shout-outs at the beginning and end of every single live stream that we do. Whole lot of other perks as well. More information on that down below in the description box, along with every other episode we have done of WrestleRant Ranks so far here in 2025. At the very least, like the video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe. Hit the bell button to be notified every single time we go live here on the channel and every single time we upload new content. Let's not waste any more time. This is pretty simple. I will also include in the description box the link to this tier list at tierlistmaker.com. Shout out to this X user at Kiwi22422673. It's a pretty random Twitter username, but they put this together as of last summer, so obviously it does not include the SummerSlam main events for this year's installment, the first ever two-night installment of SummerSlam. So let's get right into it, starting with SummerSlam 1988, the tag team match. Hulk Hogan and I think Randy Savage, of course, versus Andre the Giant and Ted DiBiase. This was actually a quality tag team main event. I went back and watched it, and I thought it was actually a lot worse in memory than what I remember it being. Probably actually a step above the WrestleMania 1 tag team main event, which was a couple years earlier, had Mr. T in it, so it had that celebrity involvement. It's obviously not going to be a barn burner. But for what this match was, it worked. It was also in the smack dab of that Macho Man, Hulk Hogan storyline they were doing back during the whole Mega Powers team up and then the breakup going into 1989, where Hogan beat Savage to win back the WWE Championship. A quality main event, I'll probably put it at B. Far from the strongest SummerSlam main event, but they had worse ones, including this one at the SummerSlam 1989 main event. This was when they had Hogan in there, Zeus. It was like a whole tag team match. Not quite as good, still serviceable. Honestly, it could have been far worse considering Zeus was involved, and I think Hogan pinned Zeus here. I really don't have a whole lot of a great recollection of this matchup. I'll probably put it in B for now. I might end up moving it down, but for what it was, a perfectly fine main event. 1990, The Ultimate Warrior versus Rick Rude inside of a steel cage for the WWE Championship. Now, Warrior and Rude actually had better matches together over the Intercontinental Championship in 1989. This was during Warrior's near year-long run as the WWE Champion, so we needed credible challengers. Rick Rude was right there. He was never going to win the championship, but I thought he posed a legitimate enough threat to the title. I say that as if I was watching at the time. I was not even born yet at this point. But still, I mean, they had better matches together. This was okay. I'll probably put it in C just because there are far better SummerSlam matches than this one. But it was still a quality cage match and one of Warrior's better matches. And you can't really expect anything less from a Rick Rude match and for him to bring the best out of Ultimate Warrior anytime they were in the ring. And they usually had pretty quality chemistry to boot. The SummerSlam 91 main event, I couldn't even tell you the exact combatants of the match. I just remember it being a tag team match. This was where Hogan teamed up with Warrior. Warrior ran out, got fired because he held Vince McMahon up for money. The match was no good. This was during the Hogan, Iran storyline and whatever with the Iron Sheik. Just not an overly great match. This was actually pretty subpar. I'll put it in C because I feel like they had worse SummerSlam main events. I might actually end up moving that to D. But for now, I'll put it at the bottom of C. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'll put it in D. It's just not a very good match. And the only thing that match is mostly remembered for is the Ultimate Warrior getting fired. So it is notable for that respect. Then you go from a couple decent to below average SummerSlam main events. From those to one of the best main events in SummerSlam history. For the Intercontinental Championship, SummerSlam 1992, Bret Hart and the British Bulldog. An excellent match, just a flat-out wrestling clinic between these two, in England no less, at Wembley Stadium. This is obviously an S-tier matchup, saw British Bulldog go over, in that very memorable fashion, hooking the legs of Bret Hart, becoming the new Intercontinental Champion. Easily the biggest win of his entire career in an excellent match. So that's obviously an S-tier matchup. Then we get to Lex Luger and Yokozuna. This was SummerSlam 1993. This was right after Luger had slammed Yokozuna on the USS, I want to say Callister, whatever the fucking boat was. And on July 4th, 1993, the name escapes me at the moment. Was it the USS Intrepid? I don't remember. But regardless, that set up this matchup where Luger was being built up as this big-time babyface, and everyone was really rallying behind him to become champion, a couple months removed from Yokozuna getting the belt back from Hulk Hogan at King of the Ring 1993. The match isn't really that good. I mean, the moment is remembered as being amazing. The funny thing is, they celebrate as if he won the fucking Super Bowl. He won by countout, therefore he did not become champion. Luger would never become world champion in the WWE. He would go on to get another opportunity, and I think lose or win that match by disqualification at WrestleMania, I believe, right? I mean, that was the same night Yokozuna lost the championship to Bret Hart in the main event. But he had a match with Luger earlier in the show because Luger had also won the 1994 Royal Rumble match alongside Bret Hart. So this match really was not that good. Luger, being as over as he was, salvaged the match from being just a complete shit show. And the post-match celebration is memorable, but the match itself was not one of Yokozuna's best. So we'll put it in the bottom of C. I feel like they had definitely worse SummerSlam matches that we'll get to, including this one. This was probably the worst of all time. It might end up getting beat by something else that we get to, but Taker and Undertaker from SummerSlam 1994. Taker was gone for pretty much all of 94 up until this point. This was when they were doing that whole storyline. Oh, where is the real Undertaker? Where is he gone? Blah, blah, blah. He comes back to face a duplicate of himself at SummerSlam, beats him with ease, and then we never see that Undertaker again. The match was fucking awful. I think it was Brian Lee who portrayed the Undertaker, the fake Undertaker in this matchup. I could be wrong about that. Regardless, this was just the drizzling shits. And any storyline they had done to, make this match worth it was not worth it. The match was just, the match was terrible. There were other better things on that show, including Bret Hart and Owen Hart for the WWE Championship, by the way. Yeah, that match happened on this show inside of a steel fucking cage. One of the best steel cage matches in company history. And they had this go on last instead, with absolutely nothing on the line either. It was supposed to be built around the return of The Undertaker, and it just fell flat, embarrassingly so. 95 is not much better. This is marginally better. Mabel and Diesel for the WWE Championship. This was the same year that Mabel became King of the Ring, and he won King of the Ring and earned this opportunity at SummerSlam, I guess. I think that was what was on the line. He may have gotten a championship opportunity some other way, but the match was fucking terrible. Diesel was not that bad. Kevin Nash actually had some decent matches as WWE champion, most notably with Bret Hart, but the Mabel matches were not among his best matches. His matches with Shawn Michaels were actually also quite good, but the common denominator there is Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. Mabel fucking sucked, and this match was awful, had no business going on last. SummerSlam 95 was a terrible show, but also on that show, you had the rematch between Shawn and Razor for the Intercontinental Championship from WrestleMania the year prior. That match should have gone on last. If you had Undertaker and Underfaker, a non-title match, go on last the year prior, why could that ladder match not go on last year? Why did Diesel have to close the show? Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. That'll go on second to last year in the D category. Shawn and Vader was a good match. That'll go in the B category. There's just far better SummerSlam matches than that, but it's a B match for me. It'll go above the other ones. It's actually a very fun match, and Vader, I think Shawn won decisively here. For some reason, I thought Shawn won by DQ or something like that, but this really was the peak of the push for Vader in WWE. He never again came close to becoming champion, and Shawn didn't like working with him. Vader was, in some respects, difficult to work with. The dark side of the ring on Vader covered all of this earlier this year, but I thought the matches they did have were actually quite good. Aside from a few, missed spots here and there, the whole elbow thing where Shawn didn't have Vader right where he wanted him in the position for the elbow, so he just shit all over him instead and jumped down and stepped on him. They talked about that in Dark Side of the Ring. Beyond that, this was a good match. Vader really should have been a perennial main event guy in WWE. He was past his prime at that point, but still had a lot to offer. Politics got in the way, and that's what happened. But still, a very fun SummerSlam main event for 1996. 97, Taker and Bret Hart was a very good match. This will probably be the first A match that we put in here. This had Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee, and that was where Shawn inadvertently cost Taker the title, setting up their own feud for the fall of 97, leading to that first ever Hell in a Cell match. Bret Hart was in the midst of his hot heel run dating back to earlier in the year when he got the belt back. Or he would win the championship here, actually. Taker won the title at Mania, held it from Mania to SummerSlam. Bret Hart was champion. Was he not champion before Mania? I guess he wouldn't have been. This would have been the first time Bret held the title since WrestleMania the year prior when he lost it to Shawn Michaels. It's still a very good match and the memorable finish a lot of people still talk about to this day. WWE kind of tried to reenact that with CM Punk, Rollins, and Drew McIntyre last year at SummerSlam. A good main event, though. Stone Cold, and Undertaker from 98. It's a good match. I'll probably put it... It's a good match. I think Stone Cold got concussed, if I'm not mistaken, like at some point during it. For now, I'll put it at top of B. You know what? Actually, no, I'll put it at bottom of A. I feel like it is a very good match. It's better than Taker and Shawn. They didn't have Stone Cold and Taker a lot of high-profile pay-per-view matches, to my knowledge, during the Attitude Era, this being one of the only ones. But it was a big match for Stone Cold Steve Austin as the WWE Champion. Just getting the belt back a few months earlier after losing it to Kane for one night, getting it back the next night, beating Taker here to retain the title. And what was a very good match. I don't think there were any shenanigans either. I think they just had a flat-out, Highway to Hell match or whatever it was billed as. I don't think there was any interference. I could be wrong about that. There might have been. But a very good match. I think a lot of people might have expected it to be better, but for what it was, still a quality contest. The SummerSlam 99 main event, honestly, I don't really have a whole lot of memory of. The Triple H, Stone Cold, Mankind triple threat match for the WWE title. This was where Mankind won the championship. He was already champion twice before, earlier on in 1999, so this really wasn't anything new. Big Show, actually, I think would become champion the next night. I think he would take the title from Mankind. I don't know if he was in this match. I'm pretty sure that's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Or no, 99, he would have been out. Stone Cold would have been out in 99. Or no, wait. I don't remember. Honestly, I'm pretty sure that's Big Show, but I honestly have no recollection of this at all. I'm just going to put it in the B category because it's definitely not a bad match, but I'll put it below the first SummerSlam main event. I really just do not remember that match well at all. 2000, I remember a bit better. That was a better triple threat match that had Rock, Triple H, and Kurt Angle. Those three guys rocked the house and had a great triple threat. Not the best triple threat in company history. There would actually be a better triple threat match involving Rock and Kurt Angle in 2002 with The Undertaker at Vengeance, but still a very good triple threat main event for SummerSlam 2001. So we'll put that above Stone Cold Taker, but below... I might even put that above Bret Hart and Taker, actually. I feel like this match is better. I feel like those three guys worked really well together. An overall amazing SummerSlam card. So I'll put it on that show. Or I'll put it at the top of A in that category. Booker T and Rock was a good main event for SummerSlam 01. Booker T was the best of the bunch as far as the invasion was concerned and propping up big stars. And, they had Diamond Dallas Page and that quickly fizzled out. They didn't really have a whole lot of big stars to position against the top WWE talent as part of this invasion angle in 2001. So we got Booker T. Booker T, the man of the people in WCW versus the people's champion of WWF. I mean, that made sense. Or in WCW, I should say, Booker T. Not WWE. He ended up joining WWE, of course. A good main event. I'll probably put this in the B category, below the first SummerSlam main event and above the triple threat from 99. It was good, but I feel like there's been a lot better. Brock and Rock, I think, is fucking awesome. I might put that in S, honestly. I'm going to put that in S. I feel like it's an amazing match. I love everything about SummerSlam 02, but I really, really like this match. Brock, the crowning of the new next big thing, becoming WWE champion, the hot Long Island crowd that night in the Nassau Coliseum. Rock's swan song for a little while, getting booed on his way out. I just love this match. I've seen it a lot, and I'm partial towards it. I just really, really like that match. The Elimination Chamber, I've never liked this match. I've always found it to be one of the weakest Elimination Chamber matches this company has ever done. Specifically for the finish of Goldberg getting white hot, looking strong throughout the match, and then just being taken out with a fucking sledgehammer by Triple H and getting pinned and sucking the air right out of the arena. Now, I know Goldberg would go on to win the belt the following month at Unforgiven from Triple H, but on this show, I don't know. I just feel like they've had so many better Elimination Chamber matches that were better booked, better executed, had better action in it. The first one's amazing. And then some of the other ones they did in 2004 and 2005 were also actually quite good. This I did not think was among them. This was a C for me. I'll put this. I'm probably honestly going to put this below Warrior and Rude, but above Yokozuna and Luger. You know what? Even below Luger and Yokozuna. It was dumb that Luger was celebrating winning the championship or winning the match when he did not win the championship and he won by fucking countout. But even that was a better finish than this. Probably not as good of a match. But that finish, that Elimination Chamber, was just so bad. It, has such a stench on it, in my opinion. It goes to the bottom of C. Randy Orton and Benoit, we don't really talk about this match for obvious reasons, but as a match, it's a very, very good match. This was the crowning of Randy Orton for the first time as World Heavyweight Champion, a lot like Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam 2 years earlier. The end of Benoit's couple-month run as World Heavyweight Champion dating back to WrestleMania. He held that championship for a while, actually. He was champion for about 4 or 5 months. So it's not as if his reign was short-lived. He had a lot of title defenses in the meantime against Shawn and Triple H on Raw and various other pay-per-views. I think maybe Kane as well. But I think these two had a very good match. This honestly would probably be put in the A category. And it's a shame that it won't get acknowledged more because of the circumstances with Benoit, and understandably so. But as a match, it's one of the better ones in SummerSlam history. It just can't really be acknowledged as such because of what happened with Benoit a few years later. So I'll put it above Stone Cold and Taker. I will put it below Taker and Bret Hart from 97. Hogan and Shawn Michaels, SummerSlam 2005, the no-sell spectacular, or not the no-sell spectacular, but rather the oversell spectacular from Shawn Michaels. The feud was fun. Shawn was just so beyond belief here with the way that he was selling for Hogan, Just a ridiculous match, but it wasn't even a bad match. Like, just even given Hogan's limitations at that point, this match was way better than it probably should have been, quite honestly, considering Hogan's involvement and just how older he was at that point, And I don't know, Shawn really made this match. Had it not been for Shawn Michaels and the way that he acted, it may not have been as enjoyable as it was. So I'm going to put this, I feel like A is a little too generous. I'll put this in B. I'll put it below the first SummerSlam main event, but above Booker and Rock. I know more about that match. I remember more about it. I feel like I enjoyed that match more than I did Rock and Booker T from 01 or 2000. That would have been 01. John Cena and Edge from SummerSlam 06 was in Boston. I just ranked this match recently. A lot of these matches, actually, with John Cena, I ranked recently. I did John Cena SummerSlam matches last week here on the show, so a lot of what you're going to see again. These two had a great match. The Unforgiven match is better. That was where Edge got the belt back in that TLC match in Canada. Or no, Edge didn't get the belt back. Cena got the belt back. Edge retained here and embarrassed Cena in his hometown of Boston, or, quote unquote, his hometown. It was his home state of Massachusetts. We'll put this in A. I'll put it below Orton and Benoit. I'll put it above Stone Cold and Taker. 2007, a lot of people also remember this match very fondly. I just feel like there's plenty of other matches that Cena and Randy Orton had that were better than this one. I'll put it at top of B. A lot of people, I might have even put it in A for the other John Cena SummerSlam matches, but I don't know. I just feel like there's better Cena SummerSlam matches and Randy Orton matches and even matches in their own rivalry that are better than this one. And I would not really go back and watch this willingly, to be perfectly honest. I do think Edge and Taker is an amazing SummerSlam main event inside Hell in a Cell, 2008. That was where Edge was sent to hell by The Undertaker after it was over. There was a lot of callbacks to their previous matches over the last year. Taker finally giving Edge his comeuppance. I really, really love this match, and I love their feud too, and I thought this was the perfect way to cap off their feud. So big fan of this match. This goes in the A category for me. I'm impartial towards it. I am biased just because I love this match so much. I'm going to put this above Orton and Benoit from 2001. And probably even, I'll put it above Taker and Bret Hart too. I just love this match with Taker and Edge from 08. Jeff Hardy and CM Punk is another great match in the history of SummerSlam. I'll put this in the A category. The TLC match they had was awesome. They had a very great feud that year. Punk was elevated to heel main event status after this was over, after beating Jeff Hardy in this match. And there was speculation that by beating Hardy, Hardy would have to leave WWE. They actually ended up doing that on the subsequent SmackDown. They had a steel cage rematch where the loser would get fired. That was when Punk beat Hardy again, sent Jeff Hardy packing. But a great match nonetheless on that show, and specifically at SummerSlam on this show. A really, really good match. So this will go in A as well. I'll put this below Taker and Hart, but above Benoit and Orton. I think this match is better than that one, and that one's a great match in its own right. Team WWE versus The Nexus. We talked about this last week here in WrestleRant Ranks. The outcome was fucking awful. I mean, I can't, in all good conscience, put this in the A category. I don't even know if I could put this in the B category. I feel like the match itself, there's a lot going on, and I fucking hate the finish. I mean, honestly, if I'm going to say that about Elimination Chamber 2003 at SummerSlam, I got to say the same thing about this. I mean, the match is better than all of those matches, in my opinion. I will put it atop of C. The match itself is not bad, but there's just way too much going on with all the eliminations going on. It's an elimination 7-on-7 tag team match. And then Cena winning in the end was just terrible. So that's a C match for me. Del Rio and Punk. No, I'm sorry. Actually, so SummerSlam 2011 and 2013 both ended with Money in the Bank cash-ins. These pictures depict the cash-ins. We are not ranking the cash-ins. We are ranking the matches that preceded them. I know technically they were the main events because that's what closed the show. I am going off of Punk and Cena and Bryan for those respective events. So Punk and Cena from SummerSlam 2011 was a great match, not as good as their Money in the Bank match, what would be aside from their 2013 Raw match. But this was still a very, very good match that was then followed up with Del Rio becoming the WWE Champion and cashing in Money in the Bank on CM Punk and the return of Kevin Nash. A very chaotic close to the show. I'll put this in the A category. I think the match is great. Again, we're going off of Cena and Punk and not necessarily the cash-in. So Stone Cold and Taker, I just think is a very good match, but all these other matches are honestly better. We'll go Punk and Cena at the bottom of A. I feel like Edge and Cena is better. And both matches are not even the best matches those guys had in their feuds, but still very good matches. Triple H and Brock, those matches would also get better over time. I feel like their first match was good, but not great. This was the definition of a B match, in my opinion. This was their first ever one-on-one encounter. They had a triple threat, I think, at the Global Warming Tour in 2002, but never a singles match until now. This was the year that Brock came back. He beat Triple H, which was necessary, and it was good. And Triple H tapping out clean was refreshing to see as someone who was not really losing cleanly a whole lot at that point. I mean, it's good. I'll probably put it at above the Zeus tag match, but below the triple threat from 99. It was good, but not like great, and their chemistry was not amazing, but the match was good enough. Cena and Bryan, one of the best SummerSlam matches. At me, I don't care. It's an excellent match. I'm going to go top of S, not below Brett and Bulldog, but I'll put in the second. I think Cena and Bryan's is fucking great, to be honest with you. Brock and Cena we talked about last week. It's just the way they executed it was fantastic. As a match, there's better SummerSlam matches, so it's just kind of weird to rank this. I'm going to put it in A, because the way that it was executed was amazing. As a match, there's just a lot of matches that are better. I will put it in A, but I'll put it at the very bottom of A, even though the booking is amazing. So, the booking's amazing. It deserves to be higher, but these matches are all better, I think, from an in-ring standpoint. Brock and Taker was good. That was a B match, in my opinion, from SummerSlam 2015. I was there for that. I hated the fucking screwjob finish with Taker winning when Brock, it looked like he passed out or tapped out, which he didn't. It was a dumbass finish. But the match preceding it was actually pretty good. Definitely better than Brock and Triple H. I'll probably put it here, actually. Is it better than the SummerSlam 1 main event? Probably. We'll go there with Taker and Brock. We'll go towards the top of B, but not exactly at the very top. Brock and Orton was disappointing. This was their first main one-on-one match on a pay-per-view. They had a singles match on SmackDown in late 2002 that didn't really count. Orton was fresh on the scene, as was Brock. At this point, they were far more established, and it was a much more exciting attraction in 2016. Unfortunately, just as it was reaching that next level, they did that terrible finish with Brock Lesnar bloodying up Orton in the match, getting just ended abruptly. Just a dumbass finish. This was just fucking stupid, so very disappointing. We will put this in the C category. It's not terrible, but it just was not that good. We'll put it below. I'm probably going to put it below all of this stuff. I feel like even the Chamber match had better action than Brock and Orton that never really reached that next level. The 4-way from Survivor Series, or SummerSlam rather, 2017. Universal Championship, Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe, Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar. Great match, actually. I will put this in the A category. I will put this, I feel like it's better than Cena and Punk. Better. Is it better than Punk and Hardy? I won't go that far, but it is a great match. I'll put it in the middle of A. That's a very underrated four-way from Brock's run as Universal Champion that lasted way too fucking long and would not end, actually, until the following year's SummerSlam, which brings us to our next picture here. Brock and Roman, SummerSlam 2018. By this point, we were all just ready for the fucking feud to be over. This was another C match. I will put it here. I mean, I'll probably put it at the top of C. The match wasn't bad, but by this point, we were all just fucking ready for this shit to be over. And Roman winning was so predictable, but whatever. They tried to make it interesting enough. I'll give them that. But it was like, they've had far better matches, including at SummerSlam years later, which I'll get to. Rollins and Brock, I thought, had a great match at SummerSlam. 2019, that would have been. So for that one, let's go probably A category. We'll go A for that one. Maybe, I don't know. I really thought this match was great. I will go A for it. I'll probably go middle of Cena and Punk, but not as good as Cena and Edge from 06. Might have been better than that one, to be honest with you. I'd have to go back and really watch them all back to back to back. But we'll go middle towards the bottom of A for Rollins and Brock, which was an excellent match, much better than their 2-minute squash match at Mania. 2020, during COVID, Braun Strowman, The Fiend. This match was not good. The only thing that was kind of redeeming about the end of the show is Roman Reigns returning and laying out both men. Bray getting the belt back was good. The actual match was complete. Like, who gives a shit? So I will go bottom of C. I mean, I will go above that one because Brock and Orton was very disappointing in the end. At least with The Fiend getting the belt back, that was the right call. He should have never lost it in the first place, but he only held it for a week. He got the belt back for a week before losing it to Roman Reigns in a triple threat at Payback, literally a week later, never to regain it. 2021, Cena and Roman Reigns. I like this match more than most, to be honest with you. It's not a great match, but I enjoy it. I thought it was entertaining enough, in the same light that Hogan and Shawn from 05 was entertaining. So with that being said, I'll probably put it below Rock and Booker, but above the triple threat from 99. I like Cena and Roman. I was biased towards that match. I was there for it as well, so I am a bit biased in that respect. But I don't know. I like the match for what it was. Brock and Roman, honestly, from 2022, the Last Man Standing match, might be one of the greatest SummerSlam matches ever. Like, I'm not even kidding. The spectacle that was that match and the way they took their fight all around the ring was just awesome to see, and it was very exciting. So I think my holy grail of SummerSlam matches might include that one. 2 of the 4 include Brock, actually. But yeah, I think Brock and Roman was just one of the best SummerSlam matches they have ever done. I know people that are not massive wrestling fans that saw that match that absolutely loved it. That match was excellent. So we'll go towards the bottom of S for that one. As we wind down here, Roman and Jay was disappointing. I liked the match being there live, but the finish sucked, and it was kind of boring for a lot of it, to be honest with you. I will go above Braun and Bray, but no higher than that. I feel like these matches are all better, have better quality than the other ones. And then finally, Cody and Solo would probably have to go to the B category. It's probably C, but I'll go B. I'll go B. I don't know. I enjoyed it more than Triple H and Brock, I think. It was largely an average match. We'll go there. We'll put it above Triple H and Brock, but below the SummerSlam 99 main event. So that is my list. Not exactly even, because I like to evenly distribute this stuff, but it doesn't have to be even. It's totally fine. I did my best with what I could remember and just my own personal opinion and what my SummerSlam ranking would look like for the greatest and worst SummerSlam matches of all time. Top 3 would be Undertaker and Underfaker from 1994. I honestly might put Brock and Orton in there. I'm kind of contemplating it, but the match wasn't terrible. It was extremely disappointing, but it wasn't terrible. So I'll keep it at the bottom of C. But anyway, 94, Taker, Undertaker, Underfaker, whatever. The SummerSlam 95 main event, Diesel and Mabel for the WWE title. Also in the D category, whatever the hell that 91 SummerSlam tag team main event was, just a fucking mess. On to the C category, Brock and Orton, SummerSlam 2016. Fiend and Strowman, 2020. Jey Uso and Roman Reigns, Tribal Combat, 2023. Elimination Chamber for the World Heavyweight Championship, 2003. Yokozuna and Lex Luger, 1993. Warrior and Rude Steel Cage WWE title, SummerSlam 1990. The Nexus versus Team WWE, SummerSlam 2010. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, 2018, now on to the B category. The tag team main event for SummerSlam 1989. Triple H and Brock Lesnar, SummerSlam 2012. Cody Rhodes, Solo Sikoa, 2024. I think it's Triple H, Stone Cold, and Mankind again. I think Big Show might be in there. I kind of forget. SummerSlam 99 for the WWE title. Cena, Roman, 2021. Booker, Rock, 2001. Hogan and Shawn Michaels, 2005. Andre and Ted DiBiase versus Savage and Hogan, 1989. Did I say 89 earlier? That would have been 89. Then the Zeus match was 90. I don't fucking remember. Honestly, I just do not remember. Oh, no, that was 88. I'm sorry. That was the first SummerSlam main event. The Zeus match was 89. That was the first SummerSlam main event. That was 88. Okay. Brock and Taker, 2015. Vader and Shawn Michaels, 1996. Cena and Randy Orton, 2007. Now on to the A category. Brock and Cena, 2014. Stone Cold and Undertaker, 1998. CM Punk and John Cena, 2011 for the WWE title. Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar, SummerSlam 2019. Cena and Edge, 2006. Chris Benoit and Randy Orton, 2004. Strowman, Samoa Joe, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, 2017. CM Punk and Jeff Hardy, TLC World Heavyweight Championship, 2009. Undertaker and Bret Hart, 1997. Undertaker and Edge, 2008, inside Hell in a Cell. Rock, Kurt Angle, Triple H, SummerSlam 2000 for the WWE title. Who was the champion going into that match? I forget. Was it Rock? I don't remember. Anyway, Brock and Roman Reigns, last man standing. This is my holy grail, my Mount Rushmore of best SummerSlam main events. Top 4 Mount Rushmore right here in this order. Brock, Roman Reigns, last man standing, WWE Undisputed Universal Championship, SummerSlam 2023, or 2022 rather. Brock Lesnar, Rock, WWE title 2002. Randy Orton, cashing in Money in the Bank, but that was after this. John Cena and Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship 2013. And then finally, Bret Hart and British Bulldog for the Intercontinental Championship, the only time the Intercontinental Championship has headlined a SummerSlam, 1992 at Wembley Stadium, with Bulldog going over. So that is my SummerSlam list. Thank you guys for watching, a very extensive list. A lot of these matches, some of which I've just not seen recently, so I'm going off the dome here. You might have a better thought process, disagree, agree, let me know in the comments. Fill it out for yourself over at tierlistmaker.com. I'll include the link down below in the description box. Thank you again to @Kiwi224, 22673 on X for putting this together. I appreciate it. And all other installments of WrestleRant Ranks available down below in the description box, along with more information on how you can become a WrestleRant All Access Pass member for only $5 a month. You get shout-outs, early and ad-free access to certain videos, badges, emojis, and so much more. More information down below in the description box. And we'll be right back here next Monday. We're not missing a beat right after SummerSlam. I'm going to try to pre-record it, so the video should be up on time the day after SummerSlam on Monday. And I think we're going to be breaking down and ranking every WWE Championship reign with the exception of John Cena's most recent run, because it's not over yet as I record this, from 2015 to present day. So keep an eye out for that. Until next time, folks, have an awesome one. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews. Be sure to like the video on the way out, and I'll catch your ass down the road.